sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me. Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men, fathers and husbands, brothers and sons, men with families who cared about them. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them. She was cool. Better 3 hours early than a minute too late. God damn it! Shoot that son of a bitch! They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. Most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hands. And that was easier said than done, as most of them were as foolish and full of bravado as I was. I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their Hefe of my unwelcome presence. Better 3 hours early than a minute too late. Shoot that son of a bitch! They didn't ask why I was there. They knew.
fácil, não. Uau, 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 uau.
That was easier said than done, as most of them were as foolish and full of bravado as I was.
Ai, ai.
I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin was new. He was carousing in town with his closest friend. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the bull's head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform the Hefe of my unwelcome presence.
É morrendo que se aprende.
Better 3 hours
Let's
early
do
than
this.
a minute too late. They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. As most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere. But to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hook.
Nossa senhora! Caralho, não tô vendo nada, porra. Vamos lá.
That was easier said than done, as most of them were as foolish and full of bravado as I was. myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better. Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration. I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon. Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me.
Morreu. Você morreu. Caralho. Eu vou por aqui, eu vou por cima. Munição de revólver.
certain hostility.
Ixi, ixi, ixi. Não tá. Run, Forrest, run. Nossa senhora! Que azar, velho. Cadê o cara, meu Deus do céu? Ele subiu lá?
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later, I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Nossa senhora.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
Ah, que sem vergonha.
No, wait! You didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
Nossa senhora. Que azar. Ah, velho. Morreu. Você morreu. Against machine. Ah. Errou. Tem que ser antes da hora. Que vacilo.
That man was faster than greased lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
So he didn't die.
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben?
Acabou.
Some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation. A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven. Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move. He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him. They saw me before I saw them. They saw me before I saw them. They saw me before I saw them.
Ixi.
They saw me before I saw them.
Eu tô protegido na montanha, rapaz.
They saw me before I saw them.
Porra! Desvio de balas agora. Tá bom. Com relógio.
They saw me before I saw them.
Ah! 3 ruins. Continua no próximo episódio.
They saw me before I saw them. And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting was started,
Ah,
there was no backing down.
chega. Tá bom. Bang, 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 bang. Viva o Brasil! Viva! Ah!